Hello, this is Maximum347, and today I'm going to do another sort of slideshow presentation. But this time, I'm not doing a video game, I'm doing a TV series, which I thought deserves a lot more justice. So, yeah. So if you already read the title, but I'll read anyway, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Why, the movie gives the TV series a very bad name. Yes. It's just astonishing, man. It's just, I mean, this has gotta be, without a doubt, the worst film M. Night Shyamalan has ever made. The worst. Even worse than The Happening. And that was with trees, people. Oh, spoiler alert, it was the trees! Okay, fine. Anyway, the point is, though, of why I really hated this movie, so let's just get down right to the thrashing. For starters, look at this. Look at this. And I'm not being racist here, but no, I'm not looking at that fly, no. There's no good excuse. I mean, they're not even close. I mean, check out the characters from the right and check the ones from the left. You can clearly see, where the hell is the emotion? They're like robots. The cartoon ones are a lot more fleshed out, and they had to draw the things and have the voice actors. So what's the actors from the movie's excuse? It's just atrocious. The entire movie, you just didn't feel anything from them at all. So I'm going to go through all these one at a time. There are others as well which are in the movie, which I would go on forward as I go on through this presentation. So let's just begin, shall we, with Aang. Now, my God, so emotionless. I mean, when you watch the TV series, you could TV series straight off, you could totally tell that Aang seems like a very high-spirited person, but also feels a lot of guilt because spoilers, a lot of spoilers here, but I'm sorry, I can't help it because this is, remember, they tried to condense an entire first season of a TV series into a movie, and it just fell flat in its face. But basically, Aang is the next Avatar, which basically from the last Avatar, and it's his job to make sure the world was in balance, but unfortunately the responsibility was way too much, and he actually ran away, and he somehow froze himself when he stood in the water with his bison for over, I think, about 100 years. Now in the cartoon you can clearly see that in later episodes he feels a bit guilty for running away. But I do like one part where in one episode where the fish where the other character mentions if you hadn't run away, then in 100 years later, then I wouldn't be here today when you saved my life, which is a good point. Some things were meant to be, and later on you see Aang eventually learning and trying to get past his guilt. But in the movie, the problem with the movie is now it's rushed, and now please don't give the stupid excuse that, but it's a movie, they're trying to get an entire TV series into a movie, so of course you're gonna miss some things. Well, what about the Lord of the fucking Rings? Yeah. Now granted, that movie is a lot longer than that, but that was based on a book, and the TV, and there was a TV series. They didn't miss any important points. The movie did. I mean, there were a lot of episodes which really helped increase character development. You don't know any of these characters. That's the worst part. I mean, if you've watched the TV series and then you watch this movie and you feel so angered, but if you haven't even watched the TV series before and base it solely on this movie, you'd be completely lost, and I wouldn't blame you. And because they miss key points in each of these character storylines, which it just really pisses me off. I'm a boiling point, people. This is why I might be stuttering from sheer anger. Ugh. Ugh. It was so ridiculous. I mean, I didn't even feel any sort of relationship between the one of the other main characters. I didn't feel any love interest in there, which there is. And nothing. I felt nothing from this person. Completely emotionless, and that was the problem. Just nothing compared to the other guy. I mean, it was just horrendous, and I feel like I'm angry and talking about him being emotionless and the character development. But it's true. That's the most important thing. If you don't feel anything with this character, then how the hell, as the viewers, can be invested? We can't be invested because they're not involved enough. It's so pissed. Let's get to this person. Katara. Yes. Yes, she. Oh yeah, they look so like. Not being wasted here. You clearly could get an half-cat woman to play the damn parts, and not being racist here. They look completely different. But you know, it isn't just based on looks. Like I said, if that was the case, I'm not the vain shadow person. It isn't just that. In the cartoon series, she has water bending abilities, and she isn't that very good at them at first. But near the end, she like masters them and starts like owning all of the guys. It's just hilarious, but it's pretty cool. But she's also like the motherly, caring type who always likes to try to take responsibility and help all the others out in times of need. But the movie, her version, she didn't seem motherly at all. I didn't see her much, taking care of anything. I didn't see her at all like she was taking care of the people at all. That was the problem. That's why it felt so rushed, like character development. I didn't feel anything from her at all. She didn't feel like the motherly type to me. She just seemed like, I would say, romantic for her, but she wasn't even that. Because I didn't feel any romance between Aang and Katara. No at all. Not at all. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name wrong, but it's been a long time since I've watched the series, but I'm telling you, as soon as I watch that movie again, it all came flooding back, like going, oh my god, what the hell is this? What the hell am I watching? This is just nothing compared to the series. It was just terrible. And here's one thing which they completely skipped from in the movie, which is really good in the episode. Where the fuck was Jet? That rebel that hated the Fire Nation but went too far and ended up trying to flood an entire village. People from the entire village that were from the Fire Nation, even though they're just innocent bystanders. Because the fact of the war completely consumed him, and he started hating everyone for the Fire Nation. Because when the Fire Nation started attacking and killing everybody, they pretty much killed his parents. And it completely consumed him, and then she realized what type of person he was, and he wanted to stop him. Stop him from it. And we see him again, but he actually gets brainwashed. But I'm not going to spoil much of that, because that's not until the next part of the series, as in the next book. The cartoon series is put in books like Book of Water, Earth, and Fire. Basically, the first movie was completely condensed into the Book of Water. Very terribly, I might add. It was just ridiculous. Why did you take that out? That was a good point. That was a good episode. That was good character development. It was proving that just because the Fire Nation is attacking other people doesn't mean that everyone in the Fire Nation is evil. That is not true. Some of them just innocent bystanders who have no choice in the matter. And they took that out. Why? You think kids couldn't handle that? That seemed like an important life lesson to me. But it was sort of her first crush. It didn't last very long. But she still really admired Jet until she realized what he really was. Thanks to her brother, really, that told him. But yeah, there isn't really much to say about it. It's almost the same as Aang, but yeah, I didn't feel any part where she didn't seem very motherly or cared much. It terrible. But on to the next person. Sokka. Oh yes, him. Now Sokka doesn't really have any bending abilities, and the first start you feel like it's a bit like comedy relief, but later on he is a tactical genius in the series. He's like the brainiac later on, like really great inventions and ideals and tactics. I saw nothing from this guy in the movie. The actor, the one on the left, I didn't see any of that. No tactical advantages, no making cool inventions. My god, if it weren't for the boomerang, we have no idea what this guy was. That's the only thing that got right. The boomerang. And there is so many. There is a few good episodes with him. Like the one episode they didn't even put in where he went to. I'm not if I remember it was in the movie or not. But he went to an abandoned factory, an airbending one, and he met this other inventor that was secretly working for the Fire Nation because they were going to destroy his entire lab and the people that were living in there. And that's really Sokka's more engineering side at work, where he seems like he seems more of a thinker and more of a strategist and all that. I don't remember that in the movie at all. Why not? That was really good character development for him. And yeah, it was just ridiculous. I mean, one other thing about Sokka was that he was, well, like it or not, he had a bit of humour and comedy and stuff. I saw no humour in this guy. No terrible jokes, which was so terrible yet they were funny. Nothing from that. Why did you take that out? That was part of his personality. I don't remember that in the movie at all. It was just ridiculous. Just terrible. I don't remember any of that whatsoever. I mean, sure, you got froze a bit from this one scene when his sister tried to attack with the water bending, but that's the only comedy thing I can remember. And what happened to and by the way, there was this one other episode where he met a group of female warriors who were basically all fighters trying to rebel against the Fire Nation and also trying to fight like one of the last avatars who's actually a female who kind of looked like her. It's like a testament and sort of respect, and that was sort of Sokka's first crush, sort of, and which really branches on later on in other seasons. Why did you take that out? That wasn't even in the movie. I mean, she needs to be. I mean, the other character she's in later, that other fighter. And this is really awesome line which she said. He says, "Look, I'm really sorry. I treat you like a woman instead of a warrior." And then she kisses him, and she says, "But I am a woman." Like, that was a good part. That was good. Why not put that in the movie? That was a good line. That was true. There was true no friends. You could be a warrior and a woman. What? That was good. You just saw them all. What, you didn't like female fighters at all? I'm like, Shyamalan, that was very... you see what I mean by rush the missing key points? Surely you could have put that in the movie somewhere. But no. But it taught Sokka how to fight a little bit, some fighting ability. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't put that in the movie either, which is just ridiculous. But you know what, on to the next guy. Zuko, Prince Zuko. As you notice on the left, you can clearly see his burn mark on the right. Where the hell is his burn mark? I can barely see it. Hello, that was practically part of his character because his father burned him. I mean, I can barely see that. I mean, look at that. Worst makeup ever. Maybe it's the action scene I'm in, but yeah. But to be honest, I didn't see much. I'm not too very angry with this one because it felt like he had a little bit of the character from the show, a little bit, but still a little angry because they rushed a lot. They skipped a few important episodes from the TV show. But yeah, totally wasted there. I mean, I mean, he doesn't. I mean, sure, may not look exactly like him, but I think it started acting a little bit like Zuko from the left to the right, and they did like one episode that was involved with him to sort of character development. Where well, finally, this was from the TV show. I mean, when he basically wears the mask and wears those two Shamshir swords when Aang is captured by the General, and I'm glad they put that in, because if they took that out of the actual movie, then there was no hope. Well, there was no hope anyway, but it'd be even more hopeless. So, yeah, I'm glad they put that in anyway, a little bit. At least they were trying to be a little faithful. A little tiny bit. But I don't really have much to say to Zuko, because he was alright to me personally. I didn't see anything felt wrong with him. Maybe it was a bit emotionless and bad, but maybe it could have been really good if they just based more from the TV show. That's the real problem. That's uncool. This guy, you know what? I kinda liked him. No, I'm serious. Felt like he was actually accurate to his character. He's basically Prince Zora's the prince's uncle, and basically when he was banished by his father, the uncle decided to go with him to help him find the Avatar. And he's been like a really good father figure, always helping him out, giving him choice or advice. But here's the thing that really made me angry. Why on earth, when people firebend in the movie, can they only do it from a fire source? That wasn't like that in the TV show. They could just shoot fire from their hands and that was that! And you know what? They didn't even pay the rules, because near the end of the movie, one of the guys said, oh, he's using fire powers without a source of fire! Wait a minute! What? If you can use that... Wait, why even have a fire source? It doesn't make any sense. Why put that in, Shyamalan? That was stupid. That wasn't even in the series. I mean, but that's more on a technical issue. Character-wise, I thought he did pretty well. I haven't got much complaints. So, yeah, and all that. So, I thought that was pretty good. I have much fun with the uncle whatsoever. Really, really well. And if I want this comment uncle either, but you know what? You know, like, from Jackie Chan, and you have that, you have Jackie Chan's uncle, who's called, well, Uncle. Everyone just keeps calling him. That's what I felt like for him. He just felt like he was just called Uncle to me. I really felt like knowing his actual name. Not in a bad way. I mean, I kind of like that. But yeah, I thought he did his character really well. Felt kind of accurate to the actual TV series, and always giving me good, useful advice and being helpful. Maybe this actor actually did his research and actually watched the TV show, but yeah, I don't have much to say about him because he did pretty well. So chopped up. That's one good thing about they got wise from the TV show and put into the movie. So far, only one. And then there's Admiral / General Zhao. This guy barely got much screen time at all. You think how much screen time in the TV series, but from those few episodes from the TV series, you could definitely tell what type of character he was. He was willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wanted. He was sneaky, underhanded. This guy, I mean, sure was sneaking underhanded, but I just didn't feel much from this guy at all. I mean, the TV show version, yeah, definitely. I could definitely see, like, I like one episode. One thing that really skipped out is when he goes to one of the fortresses and asks for the guardsman's archer, saying, "These guys are wasted as guardsmen. They should be helping me hunting down the Avatar. But no, as long as I'm in charge here, these guardsmen are going to stay here." And then he gets a call from the father saying he's now General Zhao, and he basically can take the archers, and he actually managed to catch the Aang, aka the Avatar, and then, well, if you watch a TV series, you should know the rest. But yeah, that's the kind of unhanded things he did, and you see it later on when he goes to the main city of water and tries to take over it by knowing about the moon spirit. But here's the thing that really angers me. It was more like the death scene. Now, and I have to really images of these two. Here's the first death scene. Now, when he's finally defeated by Zuko and attacked, basically the water spirit comes down, grabs him, and Zuko's trying to save him, and he says, "No, you know what? I killed the innocent fish, aka the water spirit. Echo made the room red and pretty much destroyed everything. I'm going to accept my fate and let this guy kill me." That may say dark and menacing, but he actually wants to have some kind of warrior's death. And maybe if he does, maybe he does disappear in obscurity, at least we know that he went down with some dignity, even if he was underhanded. That's what I felt from that scene when I was watching the TV show. Now from the movie, no dignity. He doesn't die with dignity or grace. No warrior's death. He just gets drowned and attacked by a bunch of warriors from the Water Tribe, who's from the City of Water. That's it. Why did you have to change that for, Shyamalan? What was wrong with him being attacked by a water spirit? That was cool. Why did they take that out? That was totally stupid. And he didn't seem like he was going to accept his death. He was just fighting like a pussy. I mean, he wasn't like fighting like he was going to fight to the bitter end. He was like fighting. Was completely afraid. I don't know why they changed that about him. I mean, I kind of like the sudden change, realizing what he did was bad and he accepted his fate. But this one, he was like a coward to the bitter end, so we didn't feel sorry for him at all. You know what? You probably hate M. Night Shyamalan and his twists, but think about it. When he doesn't do a twist movie, when he doesn't do a movie that has twists, then we have this movie. Yes, this movie doesn't have any weird twists in it. This is even worse. I mean, think about it. I prefer him do those stupid twists. I mean, seriously, because when he tried to do an actual movie without any weird twists or stupid plot points and try to make it accurate to the Avatar TV series, it fell in its place. The reviews were awful. No one really liked it. It was probably worse. This is the worst thing that he's probably ever done. And you know what? Yeah, you should. You know what? If you were thinking about doing a sequel to this movie, oh my God, no! Just no. Stop right now. Just stop. Don't do a sequel. Don't. Do not do a sequel. No. If it's gonna be like the other one, just no. Because you missed key episodes and points, key things that gave character development, and I know I keep saying that enough. That's important. That made us know a bit more about their characters and what they went through, and that made them stronger and overcome their weaknesses. We had none of that in the movie at all. There's none of that, and it was just disgusting. Completely his ass. I mean, if this is what you see now, this is what happens basically. If M. Night Shyamalan doesn't try to do a movie without any twists, you have this. Yeah, I'd rather him do the crappy twists again, even if they are predictable and stupid. I'd rather have that than this. And plus, they're starting to get better again. I heard that Devil, I think it's called The Devil, which I think he did, was sort of okay, but I don't think he'll ever recover from this abomination. And if he does a sequel, it's just going to be another notch in his so-called career as director, because it was just terrible. I have no words for this piece of shit. It was terrible, horrendous, and please, for the love of God, do not compare this to the TV series. It was like, whoa, if this movie's shit, then make the TV series even worse. No, watch the series, please watch it. Do not judge based on this movie. This is a terrible adaptation to the TV series, and going through all their plots and with their strengths and weaknesses, what they went through, nothing. And you're like, wait, why aren't you mentoring the Fire Lord and Zoro's sister? Well, I would, except the one for like a few seconds, and like near the end. Seriously, like for a few seconds. And even there's a major. Susie, what do you want? No. Oh, I'm so sorry about this face. This is my cat. But anyway, Yeah, I'm not gonna mention the Fire Lord or Zuko's sister because, well, they're only on like for a few seconds in the scene, and oh my god, he goes, when the fire hits the sky. He goes, wait, what? No! Wait, no, that wasn't mentioned the end of the season 1. What the hell are you mentioning that? It's not until like the second or third book. That wasn't even in there. No one even knew about the Great Fireball yet, which I know sounds confusing to all of you who haven't watched the show, but yeah, it's even more confusing. Yeah, that is confusing because it wasn't even mentioned in the TV show, not until like the second like, or third season. I don't even know why he mentioned that. That was stupid. I mean, the only thing that got right is him showing with Zoro's sister, who is a fucking psycho perfectionist. Seriously, she is just demented. And you grow to hate her Dorothy, but hate in the way like, oh my god, this is what he's always had to go over all these years, because she became really good through raw talent, where Zoro had to work really hard to where he had to come today. And she's always plotting as well, kind of like General Zhao, except that she's also really good at firebending and also a pretty good strategist. So she is really terrible rival to the Aang which you will see throughout the entire series. But yeah, please do not judge this to the TV series. Watch it. You will love the characters and what they go through. You see them get stronger, learn from their lessons. You see enemies become friends. Seriously, yeah, that is true. Not gonna ruin who the person is, but yeah. And find out about themselves, and there's also love interest too between a few characters as well, which is genuine and true and not just pops up at the last moment just for dramatic effect. But yeah, this is basically my rant. I just had to get this off my chest, folks. I mean, come on, M. Night Shyamalan, please do not make a sequel. Just leave it. Leave this one to rest. Don't bring it back with a sequel. I'm begging you. Don't screw the series even more. Oh, and yes, by the way, I do know that there is like a sequel to the Legend of the Airbender, as in the Legend of Korra. I have seen it, and it's actually pretty good. It's actually a sequel, like 60 or so years later, like really long way away, where Aang is now gone, passed on, and so is all his friends. And basically they made a thing called Republic City, where like everyone's now at proper peace, until one guy comes around and uses a special type of ability to actually take away people's bending powers. So it's pretty interesting there. And the avatar this time is a woman. Korra is a girl, the avatar, which I think was a good idea, because why should it be a boy again? This should be a girl. But the difference is that Korra actually already mastered most of her bending. She already mastered earth, water and fire. It was just air she needed to learn, which she does learn like near the end of the season. And I heard they are making season 2, so I'm pretty interested in that. So I can't wait till that comes out, because I'm definitely going to watch that. I'm just thinking where they're going to go from there, because in the original series, it was usually like Aang going through nation and nation, learning how to first water bend, then to use earth, then to originally use fire. But in this one, Korra already now knows all 4 elements and how to use all them all. So maybe the next season about how she's going to use them all or something. Who knows? I'm pretty excited about it. It was pretty good, felt pretty genuine, felt like, wow. Felt like the old Avatar is back, and it proved that you don't need the original characters to prove a good series, because these guys, they know what they're doing. The ones that created the TV show. They know their stuff, because it's still a pretty interesting story. It has a good love interests, genuine ones, not forced. I hate forced love interests, especially if it's in video game and TV series. I mean, I'm not a lovey-dovey type. I'm not really into rom-com and stuff like that. Well, I don't mind a love interest if they get to know characters from time to time. They know each other, the personalities clash, but then they certainly they have a lot in common. And P.S. I know there are more characters in the Avatar series, but I'm not mentioning them because they weren't in Book 1, as in the Book of Water. They went in there until like the Book of Earth and Fires, which is why I'm not mentioning them until a bit later. I hope I don't have to do another review of this. I mean, I hope I have to do another rant when he makes the second movie, because I hope the second movie never comes out. But yeah, I just wanted to get this on my chest, folks. I mean, I was really angry here when he made that movie. It felt worse. The characters were just bland and imaginative. And because it was worse, he missed key points. I mean, did he even watch the original TV series? That's what I want to know. I mean, did he watch it? I'd be surprised if he did, because if he did watch it, then he wouldn't have made this piece of shit. No, sorry. He would definitely rethought his plans. I don't think he even watched the TV series. No way. I cannot believe he watched the TV series and then made this. You must have, unless he just read the goddamn script of the TV series, but I don't know why you do that. Just watch the TV series. You know what? I'm just gonna. Yeah. I mean, I hate this movie so much. It was just awful. Probably the worst thing I've ever seen ever. You know what? You know what under this movie? You know, like in God of War, you know where Kratos near the end stabs Ares, but instead of Kratos stabbing Ares with the sword of Olympus, it would be Kratos stabbing this movie, the sword of Olympus, and the movie saying, "I wanted to try and make it into a good movie. You failed miserably." And he impales him with the sword of Olympus, and we're all happy. And I enjoy every second of that, folks. But it says Master Room 347 with another rant. And hopefully I won't be doing another rant like this for a while. Oh, and before you ask, I fucking hate Twilight, so I'm not going to bother doing the rant on that. There's no point, we both know it's shit. But yeah, that's basically it. And I will get back to games soon, and yeah, have a good time. So I hope you enjoyed this review, which I did, and please try not to be too harshly, because like I said, I'm not used to this sort of thing. But yeah, see you later.